Hey Ravens, welcome to this week's edition of ONW Now. I'm Katie Lockyer alongside Brian Gonzaga.
On this episode, we'll take a look at our hard-working band and dance team. We'll get an inside look at an ONW dancer at stroke tragedy, and the first episode of our new segment, That's Gonna Leave a Mark.
Let's get it rolling. Anna Marie Struck and I headed out to the practice field to find out more about last weekend's band competition and what lies ahead for our very talented marching band. With last year being the most successful marching band season in school history, the band and dance team reflect on their performance at their first competition.
We do generally expect to do pretty well in competitions. We know that we have to work very hard to get first, so it's not just a guarantee.
But we lost by half a point, and honestly, kind of a good thing because it's going to push us and we're going to see that same band in 2 weeks. So we're on fire out there right now. We're really working hard and we're excited for that next competition.
Both band and dance are doing their part to make sure that they can secure that first place win at the next competition.
So to help the whole band get first this next competition, we work a lot at cleaning our flag choreography and our dance choreography.
This year we're really motivated to get better than we were last year. We used to be in this little dip where we have a really good year and then we fall back into like a rebuilding year and we'd come back up, and this year we're really determined to just not let that happen. We just want to keep pushing forward.
We can't wait to see how the band performs on the Fall Festival this Monday. Let's take a look into the life of an ONW senior and her journey through an ACL tear.
In Bailey Haynes' junior year of high school, she partially tore her ACL during dance. About 3 months after recovering, Bailey tore her ACL completely for the second time.
I'm Bailey, I'm a senior, and I tore my ACL twice. I've been dancing since I was 2 years old. My first recovery was about 3 months. Since it was just a partial tear, they went in and cleaned everything out and decided that they didn't want to fully repair it. Right as I tore my ACL for the second time, I instantly knew exactly what it was. I knew that this time I would have to get the full thing recovered, so I would be out of dance for 6 to 9 months. The hardest part of all this is keeping confidence in my knee and knowing that whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
Though it has been a long and hard experience, Bailey says her biggest supporters have been her dance studio and her family, as they have been with her through her best and worst times.
This experience has brought me so much faith, and it's shown me that I can do really, really difficult things, and it's shown me that there's so much more outside of just dance and school.
Bailey's injury affected not only her life, but her family's as well. I got to speak to Lisa Haynes, her mother, to see how this impacted her.
I'm Lisa Haynes, and I'm Bailey's mom. When Bailey re-tore her ACL, she called me from the dance studio, and I just really didn't believe that it had happened. I just thought that maybe she had done something to tweak it. But once the doctor confirmed it, it was pretty heartbreaking since it was her senior year, and we had just lost her whole junior year. The hardest thing for me, seeing Bailey go through her injury junior year and again senior year, just as a mom, you hate to see your daughter hurting, missing out on what she loves. The positive thing about Bailey's injury has been watching her grow. Her faith has grown, her what she wants to do as a career has kind of changed, and just really finding out who she is outside of dance. I think that as Bailey goes back into dance after her injury, I'm always going to have that fear of, is she going to re-injure herself? It's not really much different from all the times that she's been dancing on stage. You just always worry about that. But I just want to see her shine on stage one last time.
As Bailey continues on her road to recovery, we keep her in our thoughts and prayers. For
Serious issue, Mothers Against Drunk Driving visited ONW last night to share the danger and experiences to those of risk.
In the U.S. today, drunk driving is upon one of the leading causes of death for teens. In fact, every day, 29 people in the United States die in motor vehicle crashes that involve an alcohol-impaired driver. To support teens and young adults affected by this, Mothers Against Drunk Driving was started with the end goal of dramatically decreasing incidents. And on September 25th, offenders listened to speaker Jim Doltmeyer in ONW's auditorium.
So the goal of a victim impact panel is to have victims of either drunk and or drug driving share their story to DUI offenders, so that hopefully these offenders realize that their decisions impact other people, and that they make better choices, that they either drive sober or that they get a sober driver next time they go out.
Since their founding in 1980, Mothers Against Drunk Driving has successfully reduced 50% of all drunk driving-related deaths. More than 370,000 lives have been saved, and Mothers Against Drunk Driving has served over 840,000 victims.
We know that even though the legal drinking age is 21, that teenagers and young adults are going to be drinking and maybe even using drugs. If that's the case, don't get behind the wheel of a car. Especially in Johnson County, there's so many options with Uber, Lyft, rideshare apps like that, for homecoming, for prom. Pool your money, get a limo. Just make the decision before you go out.
Well, a car is one of the most deadly weapons ever, and mixing a driver with substances can lead to detrimental effects. So please, when you're driving, take caution for yourself and others. For Raven Daily, this is Andrew McCubbins.
Now let's take it over to Olivia Garza to catch us up on what's been happening around the world.
Good afternoon, Ravens. I'm Olivia Garza, bringing you this school year's first edition of Around the World. We have a lot to cover, so let's get into it. On September 23rd, a drone from Zhejiang captured footage of police leading hundreds of blindfolded men with shaven heads from a train in what is believed to be a transfer of inmates. The video was anonymously uploaded onto YouTube last week, showing what appears to be these minorities sitting in rows on the ground waiting for relocation. A researcher with the Australian Strategic International Cyber Policy Center uses clues from the video to verify it was shot in a train station west of Korla in Zhejiang. A Haitian senator opened fire outside the country's parliament while attempting to appoint a new prime minister. Sherry Dionalio, a press photographer, suffers from face injuries, and a second man, Leon LeBlanc, a security guard and driver, was also injured in this incident. Though doctors are still pulling bullet fragments from Dionalio's face, he is not believed to be in any life-threatening condition. An American driver has been arrested in Texas after border agents discovered 53 illegal immigrants from Mexico and several other southern countries hidden inside a trailer. The driver appeared to be the only visible occupant inside the vehicle when it arrived to an interstate checkpoint. A canine alerted agents to a human smuggling attempt. It was discovered that the temperature inside the vehicle was recorded at 105 degrees. Though no one inside sought medical attention, it is unclear whether the driver is facing charges, but Homeland Security is now handling the case. That's all the news from around the world today, Ravens. This has been Olivia Garza. Now back to the desk.
A lot has happened this week for ONW athletes. Let's send over to Game Day for an update.
Ravens, welcome to Game Day Northwest. I'm Annabelle Glasscock alongside Ramal Nassim, here to bring you all the updates on Raven athletics. On Thursday night, the Raven football team faced off against Shawnee Mission East at Seaback. Shawnee Mission East took the lead in the second quarter, leading 6-0. In the third quarter, Logan Evans gets the ball on the 20-yard line and races to the end zone for a Raven touchdown. Colton Prock finds Ethan Sadler in the end zone for the 2-point conversion, putting the Ravens on the board, but ONW is still down 19-8 to the Lancers. ONW fought hard against Shawnee Mission East, but fell short with a final score of 33-8. Their next game is Friday at Lawrence High School. Tuesday night, our Ravens boys soccer team traveled to Shawnee Mission Activity Center in the Battle of the Northwest. Our Ravens fought hard and won decisively 4-0 over the Cougars. Senior forward Gabe Haynes broke the game open by scoring a close range header, as well as winning a penalty kick, which was converted by Davis Gertzen. Gertzen had another goal of his own, assisted by Dayton Hankey. Landon Ouellette scored the fourth and final goal in the shutout. The team plays next against Olathe West on Tuesday. The volleyball team played at Olathe West Tuesday night, taking on our very own rivals West and Shawnee Mission East. The girls won 2-0 against Smeese, taking the first set 25-18 and the second 25-19. They did not find as much success against Olathe West, losing in two sets 25-19 and 25-17. The ladies will be back on their home court tonight at 6 p.m. against Olathe South. If you can't make it to the game, watch our live broadcast on the Raven Daily YouTube channel. Our girls golf team competed in a tournament at Lake Quivira on Monday. The ladies placed second in their first round of league. Congrats to Victoria Klausner, who shot a 77, and Morgan Conley with an 89 for a first and ninth place finish, respectively. And a special shout out to Morgan Conley for ending the day with a career best. The Raven girls tennis team had a competition at the Plaza Tuesday against many of the toughest opponents in the area. Sydney Moore finished 2 and 3, placing 22nd, and Carly Shear went 1 and 4, finishing 24th. The girls had another match yesterday against Lawrence Free State. Check our website for results.
And a big shout out to ONW senior Brooke Elam, who won the Gymnastics Hawk invite last Saturday. For results from yesterday's gymnastics meet, check out our website, theravendaily.com. That's all for Game Day this week. For Ramal Nassim, I'm Annabelle Glasscock.
For our new segment, we asked the students of ONW to send in the best fail videos to be featured on this episode. Let's take a look at the L's these students took on That's Gonna Leave a Mark.
I bet you can't land it.
Just go!
That's all for us today, Ravens. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of ONW Now. Make sure to check out our social media at The Raven Daily and our website, theravendaily.com.
For Len and Daniel and the rest of the Convergence team, this has been Katie Lockyer and Brian Gonzaga. Have a great long weekend, Ravens.